They're both completely unhinged. You know, they love a drink.
They do.
They do love possibly a Class A.
Oh.
But if that's what they want to do,
That's what they want to do. It was the 90s, it was a different time.
What are they going to do, arrest them?
Hello, all you stunning huns, and welcome to Queerpiphany.
Our guest today is truly our saving grace. She's a podcaster, a content creator, a presenter, and most importantly, she's wifed up. It's GK Barry.
Hey! Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Chin,
Chin,
chin.
chin.
Mwah.
Cheers.
Mwah.
That'll do it.
Gorgeous. Right, Grace, tell
Right.
us. What is your Queerpiphany, my love?
My Queerpiphany is absolutely fabulous.
Absolutely fabulous. What a show.
What a day.
One of my personal faves.
I agree, but I came to it later on.
Late in the game.
Really?
Late in the game, late in life.
That was the classic thing. I think I was like brought up watching that show.
Well, I did it in first year of uni.
Okay.
So I was sat in a dorm and all of a sudden it came up on Netflix and I thought, this looks like a bit of me.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and thought,
Lo and
that was a
behold,
bit
it
of me.
was.
Yeah, lo and behold, it was. Now I'm a lesbian.
Oh,
That's a quick pipeline.
Well-
that really is. So for anyone at home who may not have heard or watched the amazing show, Absolutely Fabulous, how would you describe it in a few words, a sentence, if you will?
The campest to rich women who love a drink, living their life, no cares in the world,
Cheers to that.
no men. God bless. That is what I would say.
The dream.
Hit the nail on the
Dream.
head, darling, honestly.
Thank you.
What was it about Ab Fab that sparked your queerness?
Imagine, I've just broken up with a man. God forbid. He just tried to run me over. I was in...
Wait,
What?
wait,
Yeah.
what-
Wait,
pause.
this escalated.
I was in,
Wait, what?
Hey?
I was in Prism. Not Prism, the club.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
First year.
Okay.
That man, trust issues, and he's blowing up my phone, so I turn it off. I think, not today.
Yeah,
I
do
don't
not
want to be,
disturb.
because I just broke up with him.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I'm there. He's going to all the bars, the clubs, showing them pictures of me. Going, is this girl here?
This is stalkery.
Oh,
I
it
said-
is, yeah.
I am, yeah, but they didn't let them know that. So anyway, I finally get back from my night out. I'm walking back to my accommodation. The bloke is in a Suzuki Swift, and he rams towards me, tries to run me over, takes me through my accommodation. And that is when I thought, I need something here to cheer me up. Fast forward the next day. I'm sitting with my best friend Tat, we're in the dorm, and we're scrolling through Netflix. Ab Fab comes up. We put it on. We binged the entire thing
Yes.
in like 3 days, every single series.
What a treat.
And it was one of the best things I've ever watched in my life, because I thought, why imagine life living with a man when you could just live with a woman and have so much fun?
Where are you at with your queerness at this point? Have you had a little
Yes.
dabble? Have you had any thoughts?
So at this
Dipped a
point,
toe.
when I watched that, I thought maybe I could dabble in the purse. From that point, I'd only really... Then I'd been with girls but drunk.
Okay.
It wasn't
Doesn't really
really...
count.
Yeah, it doesn't count, does it? I
it
just
does,
thought...
but it doesn't
I mean,
really.
does it? Not really. I mean, also, it was the worst night of all of their lives because I was blackout. So I don't know where anything was going there. And then I met my wife and I thought, oh no, this is it.
The butterflies, the sparks,
Like,
the
because
passion.
I've been with men, right? The way I feel about that girl, I've never felt about a man before, ever. So I think, yeah, thank God.
That's when you knew.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
Ab Fab, bringing the girls out of the closet.
So I just feel like, yeah, if I had a wedding, it would have to be like Ab Fab related.
Oh, gorgeous.
I'd wear my hair in a big bouffant.
I'll come as Patsy.
Too right.
I'm kind of halfway
I see
there.
that for you now. Yeah.
Yeah. More on that later.
So obviously Patsy and Eddie aren't a queer couple, but they've got a huge queer following. The show is iconic within the LGBT community. What do you think it is about these two that have such a gravitational pull towards queer people?
I just think they're so camp. You always have a bit of you in one of those characters, and I feel like that's why it's so iconic, and I just want to live their life.
So often when we don't have access to the representation that we need, that's like, you know, the most obvious, sometimes we go to like something that's less obvious.
I just feel like I'd never watched a programme that had to, obviously they're not lesbians, but for my sake, I'm going to say they were, because they were living together. It was that sort of dynamic, and I'd never seen anything like that before. So obviously, usually, a lot of the stuff that I watched when I was younger, it was always a man and a woman, or they were together, or they were friends and they became together. So just watching two people actually just be friends, two women, and it's very female focused.
Yeah, and absolutely fabulous. It was so full of like so many queer references. There is Eddie's son who is gay. There is Eddie's ex-husband who comes out as gay.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ahead of its time, right?
At that time, it was, some people were a bit, I don't know, a bit funny about if your child is gay or if someone close to you is gay. Well, yeah, to be fair. So I think it was a nice thing because everyone watched that show. So it's like if you didn't know how to approach that topic, just watch that show and that's how to do it.
Put things at ease. Because even now you hear with stories where people are like, you know, oh, you're my son, you're gay, but you're my son. And it's kind of like, it's a bit backhanded because it's like...
And I guess a lot of people don't know what to say. So it's like, watching shows like that can really help with people that have children that may come out, or even partners that
Great
may...
conversation stuff.
Yeah, I just think it gives you a conversation where you can talk about it. Otherwise, it's a bit like, how do you start this?
Yeah, if you've got problems at home, sit around, put ab-fab on. I mean, do you see yourself as a bit of an Etsy or... An Etsy?
Right?
An Etsy or a paddy?
Love a bargain.
Etsy and a paddy, mix that right up.
It's time to play the round that we've pitched as a full-blown game show because it's that good. It's the quick fire round.
Grace, my darling, you now have the distinct privilege of planning a party in celebration of ab-fab. You got 30 seconds on the clock, and the time starts now.
Venue.
Benidorm.
Dress code.
Smart casual.
Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds, never seen a pearl in my life.
What about a cocktail?
Cosmo.
Ooh, I'm hungry. What about that canapé?
I don't know what a canapé is. Sausage roll?
Oh, okay. Well, what's in the goodie bag?
A strap-on and a balloon.
Oh.
Secret password to get
Come on.
in.
Lesbian.
What time will it start?
Probably like 6:30 a.m.
And what time's it ending?
6:30 a.m.
Oh, and where's the after party? Time!
That was a safety issue.
Wow, what a gorgeous party. Sausage rolls and strap-ons. Count me in.
We'll be back after the break.
How did you go from watching ab-fab, living for it, seeing these icons living together? How did that translate to you now living with a woman?
Well, obviously it was at uni, so it was my first year, and at home, I live in the Fens, if you know what that is.
What's
It's like countryside, very everyone straight. So I never really even questioned that, oh, maybe I could be into, like, never did I ever question, because no one, I think I knew one lesbian, that's it.
It doesn't
really.
strike a chord until you see it.
I
And
mean,
you think,
yeah.
oh, okay.
And also she was quite, like, she was very different to me, so I never really thought, I don't know. But then I went to uni, then I watched ab-fab, blah, blah, and then I was like, oh, why don't I just try it? Because maybe that could be a bit of me. Tried it. I remember my first experience was vicious. I said that I'd never go near women again just because I was like, that was insane. But I've never actually been sure until I met my girlfriend at the time. Then I'm like, no, do you know what? And I genuinely, I look at men now and I think I cannot believe that I wasted so much time.
Gross.
Yeah, like obviously each to their own, whatever, but it's just so different with a woman. Like you get each other emotionally, like it's just everything is different. I feel like they know where parts of you are that men may not.
Okay.
Everything's just better. Not to sway anyone, but if you want to come lesbian because it's incredible. It's
Intimacy, though. Intimacy is a big thing. And I definitely have found personally that my relationships with women are so much more intimate emotionally and also just generally just more open.
Yeah.
Can we talk about eyelashes?
You can.
I want the goss, I want the tea.
Okay,
I want the tea and the wife.
My wife.
How'd you meet?
So I said on my podcast originally, I just said, look, like I'm sick of men.
Nice save there, the family show.
And I just said, look, at the time, actually, funny enough, I wanted someone really butch because I just assumed, because I'd gone for men before, I'd want someone butch that's close enough to me. Well, I was wrong. I just said I want a woman with calves.
Carbs?
Calves.
Oh, I thought you meant
I want
bread.
a woman in sport. Calves, like a little bit of something, a bit angry.
Okay. Ooh.
My friend, who was a mutual friend of mine, he went, listen, I went on a cruise with this girl and she is sexy. And I went, cool.
Tell me more.
It's a sky blue. Send me to her. So I followed her Instagram. She's only human, so she followed me back.
Stands to reason.
She slid into the DMs, I slid in,
Oh.
and then we met for the first time, and we've never left each other since moving in.
Love that. Straight to the U-Haul.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was a lesbian thing, but, or like a gay thing. Like you just meet each other once and you live with each other. It's like dog years. I feel like we've been together 10 dog
A
years.
lifetime's passed already.
Yeah.
So at what point of you being together did you feel like you had to come out? Was there like a public explanation? How did that go? What
Lucky
was
for
happening?
me, I did an episode with Katie Price, and I was just like, yeah, I like women too. So I'd already said,
You're just like off the cuff.
yeah,
Did you
just
really
like,
think about
I
it?
like. Because I also feel like sometimes coming out is necessary, but I don't feel like. I've always known my parents. They've always said to me, even when I was dating men, we could not care who you're
Yes.
with,
Mine were the
as
same.
long as you're happy, whatever. So. I was a little bit nervous though, because I thought maybe they'll think it's like, I don't know, you just never know what they're going to think.
nervous
So
with your parents.
they came to visit my house and Eyelashes was there. And I just went, this is Eyelashes. And they were like, okay. And then we were in the car together separately and they went, so is she your friend or more? And I was like, that is my wife. And they were just completely fine. They absolutely
that.
love her now. But I met her parents within 3 days of meeting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But honestly, that stands to reason that there should be more parents like that. Like, my parents were exactly the same. I remember they were like, you know, my mum was a bit tiddly one night coming back from night out. She was like, well, do you like boys, do you like girls? I was like, well, I don't know yet. I've not been with anyone. But they were like, whoever you're with, regardless, we'll love you.
It just makes
and people
it
should
so
be more
much
like that.
easier. And also, I've
Give you the freedom to figure it out.
had friends that
pressure.
they've got parents that are like, I would never like you being like this. But then after a while, they don't mind it. So I just feel like you could have just saved all that faff and all that stress with just being like, I don't care who you're with. But if I had a child, I would not care. I might care if they're a goth, but I would not care who they fancied.
I
at
love a
all.
goth.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a bit of an emo goth sometimes.
Scare me a little bit.
Really?
Sorry to all goths. I don't mind you. It's just, I don't know, scary. But I would not care who my child's with at all. I could not care at all.
And this is why we need sex education for everyone.
Damn straight, girl. Oh, sorry.
It's okay, that's a little hard.
That was a lot.
A little hard. You're the queen of TikTok.
I am.
How's life changed since coming out? Has anything changed in terms of brand deals?
Backlash.
Yes.
Unfollows.
How did the followers react?
So most people are really supportive because a lot of my followers, they are the girls or the gays. No,
They're the only ones that matter, really.
yeah,
honestly.
of course. There was no
Really?
issues. But now I found that I feel like I'm really late in the game to find like feeling like who I am, who I like, whatever. So I'm constantly talking about it just because I've never.
Well, it's never too late. It's
Yeah,
never too
like I've
early,
never
you know?
like felt this happy or whatever, so I'm constantly like making jokes or talking about it, and people are like, her only personality trait now is being with a girl, but I just feel like it's. Listen,
It's your truth.
and you've got to understand. I've been with vicious, nasty, stinky men, yeah, for too long, and now I feel like I've been dipped in lesbian holy water, and now I feel like I've got a new lease of life and I want to chat about it. But people are really on the defence now that it's like, this all you talk about, it's your whole personality trait, but I don't feel like it is. I just,
You're talking about something you've
Yeah.
never talked about
Yeah.
before.
It's
Of course,
Important
you're
as
gonna
well,
be
because
talking
there's going to be
about
so many people that resonate with that, that are
Exactly.
finding themselves in real time, and you're going to be there,
yeah.
Queerpiphany.
And my TikTok is talking about my life and what's going on. Like, it would be weird if I didn't talk about it
Yeah.
and didn't
Yeah.
address it. So,
And no one says that to men talking about cryptocurrency.
they love a crypto.
They
it. Or
love a bit of
Perswana all the time.
Yeah, too right. But yeah, that's the only. But I haven't had many negatives. Apart from I was in Benidorm and someone shouted lesbians at us.
Well, Benidorm stands to reason.
Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have even argued. But I just went, you're correct,
Yeah.
and carried on walking.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
the best response, really.
you do. Yeah. I was going to say a gay Olympics, but it didn't make sense.
So, 2024, the year of the GK. How has it been for you, my darling?
It has been mental. Yeah, I feel like I've finally been able to sort of prove myself in the industry, because I think when I started, TikTok wasn't a job, it wasn't taken seriously,
Yeah.
and it took me a long time to get jobs where people would actually hire me because I was from TikTok.
Can we talk about the lesbian renaissance?
Yes, the
The
lesbian
moment how does it feel to be part of this? Because we've got so much going on right now, from Kalani to Billie Eilish,
Chaperone.
Yeah.
It's a real like change in culture. Does it feel good?
I feel like it feels great now. Like before, it kind of was like, I don't know if this is all right to say, but like a kink.
Right.
You know,
'Cause
when
the girls have been there.
The people
girls
were
have been
like,
around.
you'd say, oh, I like girls, and it would just be men like, really?
Oh,
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
like a Katy
really?
Perry, I kissed a girl kind
Right.
of thing,
Yeah,
rather
like
than like
it was
a
really sexualized. Whereas now I feel like it's not that sexualized. It's more just like, oh, okay.
away from
Right.
the male gaze.
Yeah, it has its own identity, which feels nice than just being something on hub.
By the girls, for the girls.
Yeah, I feel like this is a good era right now.
And speaking of the lesbian renaissance, we've also got the incredible show I Kissed a Girl. Did you watch it? Did you love
I
it?
loved that show.
It was great, wasn't it?
I feel like I learned so much from that show. Words. What does STEM mean? I know now. And it was interesting hearing about people's experiences with... There was one, I think Eva was like, I would sleep with girls, but because they were in denial, they'd asked me to keep my top on. So it felt more like a man when I slept with them. There were
Right.
so many things, obviously, I wouldn't know about, haven't experienced. It was actually nice to see some lesbians on telly as well. Instead of someone with like, you know, a man, tanned, turkey teeth.
Nice to see everyone's process of coming to realise who they were, like the conversations of not really relating to the word lesbian.
Yes.
And just the process that we all have of realising our queerness rather than
Yeah.
this big, like, boom coming out moment. It's like a gradual progression.
It was just so interesting as well because there were so many different types of women on there and their stories. So I thought, because if you weren't gay, like whatever, you wouldn't know that side of someone's life because you've never experienced it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just so eye-opening.
Reality TV comes up a lot, doesn't it, on this show?
It really does. Just giving other people the opportunity to be seen, feel seen,
Yeah,
feel
of course.
heard.
Yeah, I think it opens people up as well. Just don't be afraid to be vulnerable. And it's like there's nothing wrong with those feelings of like shame and, you know, working past it.
Yeah,
like what you
these
said
are all
about-
valid feelings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of the lesbian renaissance, looking ahead into the future, what do you see?
I see you can do what you want, be who you want to be, walk down the street how you want to walk down the street.
Yes.
No weird old men looking at you, bald, giving you the judgment, and everyone clicking when you walk down the street.
Snapping.
Instead of a brother, I'd like a
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Instead of a hot tub.
And I want more chaperone. Like, I want all of those artists to come forward. I want them
together.
all to be topping the charts. Yeah.
So, when all is said and done, right here, right now, do you feel like you're living your ab-fab dream?
Yeah, I drink all the time. I have a great time living with my wife. I feel like, yeah, I'm living the ab-fab dream.
Full circle, honestly.
You get to see so many different kinds of queer people. And are you right there, babe?
Okay.
Sorry.
It's a little frog in my throat.
Of course it's a tight.
It's all the powder. It's all the powder from this makeup. We have arrived at the moment so pure, so tender. It famously brought our producer to tears. She was going through a breakup at the time. Everything made her cry. The rumours are true. Grace, you are about to enter your Queerpiphany into the LGBTQIA.
Which, it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, stands for the legendary giant book that queer epiphanies are immortalised in for always.
Take it away, Grace.
I want to thank AbFab for being my queer epiphany because it turns out I wasn't depressed. I just wasn't a lesbian at the time. Love you.
Absolutely fabulous.
Couldn't have said it better. GK, Grace, Miss Barry, thank you for coming down to see us. It's been delicious.
For having me.
And for being such a fan of the AbFab ladies who love a good champers, we got you a little present.
Let it be.
Just for you, my darling.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Don't drink it all at
spenny
once.
Thank you.
The good stuff, baby.
Oh my
Rude
God,
in ourselves.
not the brandy.
Just for you, mama, just for you.
It's gonna taste extra nice.
And if anything mentioned during this episode has impacted you or you just want a bit more info, please visit the sites on screen now.
And if you wouldn't mind doing us a teeny tiny favour, please hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be forever grateful.